Hello there, Duel players, welcome back to another tournament match review. Today we are doing the top 4 and the finals of the Duel League winner box number 39. So here we see the 4 players that made it to the top 4, Delicates, Idox, Caesar47 and Dank. So let's hop into the first replays, and it's gonna be Dank Memes versus Delicates. And Dank Memes is on the more classic deck, let's say Heart of a Warrior Armed Dragon, and Delicates is on Fossils with the Gym Crocodile Cook skill. Very interesting to see. Let's see how this game plays out. Delicates is immediately gonna use the skill, and that forces you to banish a card from your hand face down. And it gains a counter, and by removing that counter you get the effect of a fossil fusion, so letting you fuse with your and your opponent's graveyard. Very interesting. So it's gonna get the counter, sets one, and then drag down into the grave, discarding Weathering Soldier. When that goes to the graveyard, you do get the effect to add the Time Stream card. You're gonna get rid of the opponent's Armed Dragon White. Both players draw a card, and then Weathering Soldier will trigger, adding the Time Stream, the rank up card for the fossil fusions. Delicates uses his counter on the skill to fuse Weathering Soldier with Armed Dragon level 10 White, and that's gonna be the Skull Geos, the massive guy, piercing double battle damage. One of its weaknesses though is 0 defense, so these Book of Moons are gonna come in very clutch. Delicates also has Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, the strongest fossil monster, and is gonna attack with Medora into the Skull Geos and using the Book of Moon in the battle step. So very important, waiting until the battle step, that way you play around Suicune, Quaking Mirror Force, Delicates not really having anything right now, so he's just gonna switch the Dyna to defense mode, and Dank is gonna summon the Warrior to battle with it. That way the fossil gets banished, and the Medora can just attack directly. It's important to banish the fossils if you can, because for most of these fusions you do need rock monsters in the graveyard, so yeah. Anyway, play is back to Delicates, who draws Galaxy Cyclone and is just gonna set it. That's fine. Dank Memes draws Reinforcements of the Army, is gonna add another copy of DD Warrior, and is gonna attack the face down Pachycephalo, banishing it. Okay, Medora gets in directly. Delicates draws the Mind Crush, and is gonna scoop it up. Now, as you can see, the replay is glitched from here on, so we are going into a recreation that I made with definitely Delicates and definitely Dank Memes. So Dank Memes gets to start this one off with Melody of Awakening the Dragon and just adding the one Armed Dragon White. Is gonna bring that out by banishing the one he discarded, and then setting the DD Warrior and setting the Galaxy Cyclone. Now, because it's a replay that was recreated, the draw is Medora. It's not like Delicates is just adding cards to his hand out of nowhere. Anyway, we are gonna see Galaxy Cyclone coming down on the Melody, some back row, and setting, or rather summoning, the Weathering Soldier. And this is not gonna trigger when it's banished, right? Yeah, has to go to the graveyard by card effects or be destroyed by battle. Dank Memes draws Offerings to the Doomed, is just gonna set that and try to get in, but Quaking Mirror Force is gonna flip this Armed Dragon White face out. Delicates draws Suicune, is just gonna set Medora and pass. Play is back to Dank, who draws Melody. So no card to discard, so that one's dead. Galaxy Cyclone is drawn for Delicatus, and he's just gonna very controlled set that instead of sniping the new back row. Mind Crush is drawn. It's not live, but yeah. It's gonna be used for the Melody of Awakening Dragon, so adding the white and the level 10. And here we're gonna see the skill in action. Heart of a Warrior, you discard a card to summon one of the warrior fusions, and that's gonna be the Flame Swordsman. Arm Dragon level 10 white comes down, it's gonna try to attack over the Medora, but Book of Moon is gonna prevent that. Play is back to Delicatus, who draws Time Stream. So now we're gonna see the Galaxy Cyclone come down, that's hitting the Offerings to the Doomed. And play is back to Dank Memes, who draws Book of Moon. So excellent card, of course you would want to keep it in. Goes to the battle phase, tries to attack over the Medora, and yeah, the effect is gonna hit. After which we do see Flame Swordsman getting in for 1800 points of damage. Maybe it could have been worth it to use the Sphere Kuribo on the Armed Dragon, but yeah, that would just save the damage. So I think Delicatus is saving the Sphere Kuribo for a more important play later. Book of Moon is drawn, and it's just gonna set that. Dank Memes also drawing Book of Moon, setting it, and playing around the Quaking Mirror Force that he did see earlier in the game. So Dank, or rather Delicatus, can just use the Book of Moon to null the battle phase. Finally, an Earth rock monster is drawn. So let's see. I'm gonna set the Fossil Dyna. If this one connects, it is gonna go ham. Armed Dragon White attacks the Fossil Dyna, but luckily for Delicatus, he has the Sphere Kuribo to null this attack. And Dank Memes does go in, and that destroys the entire field. Fossil Dyna should also be destroyed. I'll fix that in a bit. Yeah, gonna banish the drag down into the grave to get the counter, and gonna use the counter, I'll remove that in a bit, to fuse Fossil Dyna and Flame Swordsman. Next up, Delicatus ranks up with the Time Stream into Skullgeos, and of course this guy, his attacks are never gonna hit. Dank Memes draws DD Warrior, excellent. Yeah, any draw is a monster with Heart of a Warrior, but getting DD Warrior in particular is especially good. Both players drawing blanks. Yeah, we're gonna see Dank Memes discard the Mind Crush to summon Flame Swordsman. I was wrong there for a second. And it's notable that Dank keeps his Guiltias for later in the duel. Although in this matchup, that's not super important. But against like Gearfried, yeah, that is highly important. Anyway, Delicatus gonna gain a counter by banishing a card from his hand face down. And is gonna fuse the Skull Knight with the Armed Dragon level 10 white. And that is gonna summon another Skullgeos. Delicatus is on 2 copies. Dank Memes draws Galaxy Cyclone and is gonna use that playing around Sphere Kuribo to summon no, not yet Guiltia, another Flame Swordsman. And yeah, Sphere Kuribo is there, but is gonna be enough. Fossil Dyna is an excellent draw. Although, yeah, Dank Memes could win right here, but he's playing it slow, playing it carefully. So Fossil Dyna will destroy the Flame Swordsman. And unfortunately, Delicatus draws like the Berserk skills, which is usually super good with the Fossil Fusions, but yeah, it's not gonna be it for now. Just gonna banish that face down to get a counter and use the Fossil Fusion effect to summon the Skull Warrior, or a Skull Bone rather. He can make 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase, so maybe that's why he's playing the Berserk Scales. This Skull Bones is gonna head in, do some damage, and Dank Memes finally draws Medora. Just gonna summon that. We're we're gonna see Delicatus draw Weathering Soldier. The Skullbone runs into the Book of Moon. And here, yeah, I get why you want to destroy the Medora there, but the Weathering Soldier is gonna lose attack points. And yeah, there's still 3 cards in the extra deck of Dank Memes here, so yeah, that was always gonna be game. So maybe, yeah, the attack shouldn't have been made. Also, I added the sideboards to the decks to recreate it, because obviously I didn't know what players were siding. So Dank Memes deck count was at 1, so maybe, yeah, Delicatus could have just waited a bit. But yeah, we'll never know, because this attack is game, and we do see Dank Memes moving on to the finals. Next game, we have a Caesar 47 versus Idox. If I'm not mistaken, Idox is from France, so cool to see some European representation in these events. And Idox is on Dark Magician, the meta deck, best deck in all of Speel, and Caesar is on something a bit more unconventional. He is on the Knights, the Poker Knights with Red Eyes, so very interesting to see. Caesar not summoning out any monsters, is just gonna play it slow, not giving Idox the chance to summon the Dark Magician from the hand. Joker's Knight comes down. It's basically Mathmech Circular. You send a Knight to special summon it and then it becomes that name. So King's Knight summoned while Queen's Knight is on the field. It's gonna bring out Jack's Knight. Joker's Knight gets in, that's 2000 damage. And the Sphere Kuribo is gonna protect from... Magic Kuribo rather, is gonna protect from direct attacks by bringing out Dark Magician. Although Caesar has the enemy controller, so that is gonna be big damage. Luckily for Idox, he has Book of Moon to protect him, otherwise that would have been a quick game. In the end phase, Caesar triggers his skill, Battle City Bestie, to draw a card, and also triggers the Joker's Knight. You can add it back to your hand in the end phase by putting back a Light Warrior. So very good, this deck just churns out card advantage. Idox using the skill to add 1000 Knives, and is gonna immediately smite down the King's Knight and attack over the Jack's Knight. Joker's Knight gonna special summon itself. It's basically a Cyber Dragon that adds itself to the hand every turn, which is crazy good. Diddy Warrior Lady crashes into the Dark Magician, banishing it, and now we're gonna see Joker's Knight, yeah, attacking directly for game. So game 1 to Caesar to the Poker Knight deck. And let's see, lots of Kuribos here, lots of Kuribos. And Caesar looks like he's sided into Battle City Slugger. So this deck is really Battle City Knights. Cool. Setting a few back row and passing, not giving Idox the chance to summon Dark Magician. Although Allure of Darkness draws him into Breaker, and Caesar is going to be forced to Floodgate that Breaker. No monsters yet, so just has to wait it out. Normal summon Magic Kuribo. Get in there, little guy. Love to see it. Love to see it. Caesar gonna fill up the back row. He's gonna blind Mind Crush Dark Magician, hitting it, so that's good, that's good. And here is Absolute Crusader. This guy is basically a Thunder King Ryo for level 5 or higher monsters. So you get to tribute it to negate their summon. It's gonna attack over the Breaker, not doing any battle damage because that would trigger any potential Magic Rebos in hand. But Idox has Tribe Infecting Virus, gonna pitch 1000 Knives to get rid of this Absolute Crusader and get in some direct damage. So here Caesar has to draw something good, and he draws the Gearfried. Alright, that is going to try to attack the Tribe. although there is a Sphere Kribo. Okay, Blast with Chain is then used, targeting the Gearfried to equip to it, but Idox has Book of Moon, so yeah, situation is looking very dire for Caesar. Although, this Gearfried has 1600 defense, so yeah, it's gonna be a waiting game. Caesar finally drawing Joker's Knight. Gonna special summon it. Try to attack over the Tribe Infecting Virus, and that is gonna hit. Nice. Idox drawing Breaker. And this Joker's Knight gains attack points because of the Battle City Slugger skill. So all your warriors gain 100 attack points for every warrior you control. Breaker. Gonna try to break the enemy controller. Of course, that will be chains. And Caesar draws the DD Warrior Lady. That could be crucial to try and banish the Magic Rebo. But is not going to. Was there already another one in grave? No, so this could have potentially been a play. Idox passing turn. And oh, I'm still on a role-playing mode with the emojis there. Anyway, Caesar attacking directly with the Joker's Knight. That is gonna allow the Magic Rebo to trigger. Yeah, Caesar trying to banish the Dark Magician, but Offerings to the Doomed is gonna protect the Faithful Servant. Idox using his face down Dark Magic attack. Enemy controller is chained, so yeah, Idox just has to pass turn. In his end phase, Caesar adds back the Joker's Knights. And oh, drawing King's Knights, nice. So now he can commit 2 warriors to the field. This Gearfried was, yeah, face down by the Book of Moon, so yeah, this is gonna be 23. And this King's Knight can just attack for game, and that is the match. Alright, let's go into the finals then. We're gonna have Caesar versus Dank Memes. So it's Battle City Knights versus Heart of a Warrior with Armed Dragons. Yep, Joker's Knights immediately gonna come down. Must feel very good to open that. As well as the Gearfried plus the Blast with Chain. So yeah, everything is looking so good for Caesar. In the end phase, Caesar draws a card because DD Warrior is an effect that activates. Play is back to Dank Memes, who's gonna discard his Armed Dragon level 10 white to summon Guiltia. Yeah, now you want to go for Guiltia because of that 50 extra attack points. Delicious. In the battle step, Dank Memes announces he would like to use Offerings. Yeah, not getting into the damage step, because then you can no longer chain the Offerings. Caesar special summoning his Joker's Knights. And attacking into Guiltia, but there's a Sphere Rebo, which is gonna let Caesar draw another card. Dank Memes as DD Warrior is gonna try to banish this Joker's Knight. Yeah, stop the recursion. And Guiltia gets in directly, putting Caesar down to just 300 life points. Enemy controller is activated to make room for reinforcements of the army. Adding the Gearfried, and yeah, this just might be it, right? I had tribute summoning the Joker's Knight, but that's not possible. You only have one normal summon, so just special summon the Joker's Knight. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. So it's 1-0 to Caesar. Let's see whether Dank Memes and his Armed Dragons can make a comeback. And we do see Caesar siding into Battle City Slugger. He's also bringing his best Joey skill. Yeah, Kunai with Chain protecting Gearfried. That's good. That's excellent. Dank Memes getting out the big guns, searching his armed dragons with Melody, the best card in all of Speel. Adding in the White Veil, I think Dank was siding the White Veil, I'm not entirely sure. Bringing out the Giltia, equipping the White Veil onto it. And Giltia will declare an attack on the Gearfried. In the battle step, Book of Moon is used so Giltia gets over the Gearfried, and White Veil triggers because Giltia destroyed the monster by battle, destroying all of the back row. So this white gets in directly. And it's gonna destroy the White Veil. Ah, yeah, because when it leaves the spell or trap zone, the player does take 3000 damage. So just, you know, preventing that effect from kicking in. But Caesar draws the Queen's Knight, so yeah, scooping it up there. Dank Memes gets to start in Game 3 of this finals. I'm gonna thank you guys already for tuning into this long-form Speedwell content, as we will see the final game of this tournament resolve. Dank Memes starting off with the Melody, pitching the level 10 for Heart of a Warrior, bringing out the level 10 White, and searching the White Veil. Okay. Things are looking good for Dank Memes, but also not too bad for Caesar, whose Gearfried runs over the White, over the Flame Swordsman rather. Fisher prevents any battle step shenanigans, as Dank Memes searches one more Armed Dragon White, and Caesar immediately snipes that with the Mind Crush. Next up is a Giltia. It's gonna try to attack in, that connects. But the white is gonna be stopped by Sphere Grebo. Things are looking dire for Caesar. But luckily he has Kunai with Chain, using both effects, so Queen's Knight will become stronger than Giltia, and notably also stronger than White's defense. Here is a Gearfried declaring an attack on Giltia. And in response, Book of Moon is used on the Queen's Knight. Okay. So this attack on Giltia will connect because Gearfried has 1900 attack. And after that, Blast with Chain is used on the Gearfried, and Gearfried can pop that. So, oof. Yeah, Dank Memes just has to set their offerings, but Caesar just has another monster. So, yeah. Dank Memes has one more draw. It's gonna be TD Warrior, so no good, no good. Has to go for the Giltia, attacking over the Queen's Knight, but remember, this Gearfried gains attack points, and is that gonna be enough? Yeah, this would be enough to go for game. There is an Offerings to the Doomed, but enemy controller is gonna take control of the Giltia, and that Giltia will have more than enough attack points to go for game. So, very cool. Thank you guys for watching this Speedwell League Winnerbox number 39. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Bye.